Capcom Cup is the pinnacle of competitive Street Fighter play because it's basically the annual world championships of the game where the highest level players compete for the biggest prize. This year it's for $1 million for the first place, $2 million for the entire pool, and a week ago I qualified for my very first Capcom Cup for the third time. And if that doesn't really make sense to you, let me start from the beginning and explain. The day was August 16th, 2020, a little over 3 years ago. I was a young 21-year-old child and I was about to qualify for my very first Capcom Cup. I had just reset the bracket and it came down to the final round against Samurai. The winner of this would go on to Capcom Cup 2020. Now the game is Street Fighter V. It's a boomer game now, so a lot of you guys might not recognize it, but you should understand what's happening currently. I am getting smoked, but I've gotten Samurai to the corner and I'm about to make a miraculous comeback. Up there is the stun bar. He's one hit from stun. The throw does it, and one combo is enough to kill and qualify me for my very first Capcom Cup. 6 months later, it was kind of like deja vu. It was May 10th, 2021. I was 22 years old. I'm up against Mira, a Laura player, in grand finals trying to qualify for my very first Capcom Cup. I'm currently on match point. Mira's in losers bracket. She actually did defeat Samurai in losers bracket to get here, but it's looking good for me as I just need a few more hits to actually win this bracket and qualify for my first Capcom Cup. One more hit's going to do it. She activates her V trigger. I get my stand heavy punch confirmed into EX hands, and again I have qualified for my very first Capcom Cup. So what's really going on here? I qualified for Capcom Cup 2020. It's supposed to happen in the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana. Prize pool 200k, 100k to first place. There's all these players that are qualified. You know, we got the Evo champ Angry Bird, we got me, Samurai qualified in the second one, we got Daigo. For some reason there was a fan vote in, so Luffy qualified from France. But unfortunately around this time, I believe the Delta variant was just beginning to spike for COVID, and Capcom Cup was officially canceled on January 15th, 2021. So my first Capcom Cup I qualified for got canceled. All right, I mean, that's not really a big deal. Like, it's my first Capcom Cup, but again, I qualified for my first Capcom Cup again the following year, a few months after. This was for CPT 2021 this time. Again, 200k prize pool, this time 32 players. A lot of people you might know: Punk, Rob TV, Brian F, Daigo, Kills You, 4 Fills, Mena, RD. A lot of returning players, a lot of people also qualifying for their first Capcom Cup. It was going to be an extremely entertaining and exciting tournament. If we scroll up a little bit here, again, Capcom Cup was canceled for the second time in a row. This time I believe it was Omicron that did it. The previous time was Delta variant, so a bit unfortunate in the timing of these Capcom Cups. Just 2 qualifications just didn't happen. In 2022 is when Capcom decided to try a more hybrid sort of qualification system. There would be one online premiere, which was basically a tournament anyone enters and then first place qualifies, and then there is a secondary way you can qualify out of your region, which is the World Warrior Finals. I had made the top 8 for the World Warrior Finals, but unfortunately, as you can see by the standings and the bracket, ChrisCCH, he was having an amazing year. He just came out on top. I ended up losing to Filipino Man and Flaquito, basically the 2 roses of the West Coast. And Capcom Cup did end up happening earlier this year. Mena with first, Zen in second, Idom with third. It's a really great tournament. Only thing that sucked was that I wasn't a part of it. But you know, it's okay because Capcom Cup this year is kind of the one where it's all on the line. The prize pool almost like 10x this year. First place 1 million, second place 300k, third place 200k, fourth place 100k. Everything else is kind of, there's a big drop off, but the top 4, like, it's huge money, and you definitely want to be in Capcom Cup. Now for Capcom Cup this year, there are 4 ways to qualify. Offline Premier and LCQ are definitely the hardest ways to qualify. There's only 4 tournaments in total and all the killers are going to be there. One of them was Evo, Angry Bird won, Chris Wong and Gachi-kun won the other 2. Obviously LCQ hasn't happened yet. So my way in was going to be one of these 2, Online Premier or World Warrior. And in the US West, I was not the one who made it in. Snake Eyez, if you guys remember, I guess since it was a Zangief JP Grand Finals, people probably don't remember too much, but I was also there. And Snake Eyez had an amazing weekend and a few unfortunate drops and miscalculations from me. Definitely in this last round, you'll probably see coming up. I could have definitely tied it up right here. I could have chipped with a heavy Fuha, but I went for the super. I only had a split second to calculate what I wanted to do, and I chose the wrong thing. And then I couldn't really be too mad at myself. Snake Eyez played amazing. I did have chances to make it closer, but this was August 30th. The game had basically only been out for 2 or 3 months, so I can't really fault myself for making small bad decisions in the heat of the moment. But as you can tell, that meant there is only one more way in. It says 156 tournaments right here, but basically there is only one tournament that matters, because you can only compete in your region, and then at the end of it, it's only the World Warrior Finals that actually gets you the spot in Capcom Cup. Now my region, US West, it's not like the East Coast where you got Punk, Mena, Idom in one region. It's not like Japan where you have like 50 players that could win the tournament in that region, but it's definitely up there. I would say out of the 26 World Warriors that are happening, it's probably like top 5 or 6 in terms of difficulty. If I had to say, maybe a little bit lower, maybe like 7th or 8th, but definitely is in like the top 25%. So it's a pretty hard World Warrior event to win, because I mean, look at these players: Chris T, 801 Strider, me, Noah the Prodigy, ChrisCCH, Samurai, a.k.i, and JB. Out of the 8 players here, 6 of them have qualified for Capcom Cup, the exceptions being Noah and a.k.i, and 5 of them have played in the Capcom Cup, the only one not being me. The way this works, you got points from the first 5 events. They weren't super high stakes, but obviously the stakes matter a little bit, because first you have to be in the top 8 in order to qualify, and then additionally the top 4 start in the winners bracket of the finals, and then the bottom 4 start in the losers bracket of the finals. So in winners bracket would be Chris T versus Noah the Prodigy, and then 801 Strider versus me. So it all came down to the final event of our World Warrior. I would have to defeat Strider, win my winners finals, win the grand finals, and then I was home free to Capcom Cup. And I had prepared a lot for Strider. I had prepared a lot for everyone actually, but especially for everyone in the winners bracket, because those were the players I would definitely have to beat in order to make it and win the tournament. Strider was someone I had studied a lot, prepared for a lot, but he still put up a great fight, especially considering this is probably one of the harder matches for Marissa. Like, look at that. Marissa has a pretty weak anti-air right there. I activate the feng shui engine. I don't do that a lot, but I figured in this tournament I could pull it out, pull out some surprises, pull out a couple tricks, hit him with the heavy into the drive rush overhead, and I ended up closing out the set. On the other side of winners bracket, Chris T and Noah had an extremely close set, went down to the last round. Actually, Noah, if he confirmed that Fierce into a drive rush, he would have won the set, but plot armor was on Chris T's side. Noah did a wake up level 1 and just handed Chris T the match. That combo did indeed killing, and that meant that Chris T and I would face off in winners finals. Now the rivalry between me and Chris T has been going on for a long time. Look at the date on this video, which was I think the first time we played in tournament 10 months ago, way before this game even came out, because this was during the second beta. Li Joe ran a beta tournament called the Beta Bash, and at the time Chris just had an extremely good understanding of the game. I had been able to, I think, beat him in winners, and that's why he was in losers in the first place. But you know, he was just really good at the game and ended up defeating me. Now, like I said, Christy learned the game extremely quickly, and I did manage to make it to him on several occasions, but he just got the better of me so many times in the beginning of the game. You can see in the first World Warrior event for points, I beat him in the first set of grand finals, but then he beat me in the reset. And then in our second World Warrior event, he just beat me straight up 3-2. But recently it's been turning around slowly but surely. I feel like I've learned the game a lot more up to this point. And that's the story. Christy just kept beating me in all of these different tournaments. But it all kind of changed during this match. A best of 1 at Street Fighter League. Our teams were tied up 20-20. I'm on Team Nasser, he's on Team Bandits. This match really doesn't matter. It's a best of 1 for 5 points. But of course, first match of the season, we both really wanted to win. And right now, I have him burned out. But unfortunately, I missed my throw timing. And I only have a little bit of life left. He's about to get his drive gauge back. I have no way of stunning him with a drive impact in the corner. It's looking all but over right here. I can be chipped. That's why he went for the run, but I reacted with the super and I got that win. My first win over Chris T. And I didn't play him again until our 5th World Warrior event. I had actually practiced the Ken matchup a lot prior to playing Chris T because I had to beat ChrisCCH, another Ken player, in order to try and secure my spot in top 4 in the winner's side of the finals. And I think this round just kind of shows how well my new kind of game plan against Ken was working. Now, the stakes on this match weren't really too high. Chris T was going to make the top 4 in our World Warrior standings no matter what, and I believe I was pretty much guaranteed, barring some crazy miracle run from ChrisCCH or Samurai in the losers bracket. But this really sets the tone for our next meeting when it really counts in the World Warrior finals. And right here, 2 perfect parries in the row on the Dragon Lashes. He's not able to set up any kind of pressure. He does get the wake up level 1, gets out of the corner. I get the perfect parry on the fireball, stopping him from approaching. I don't want to spend any meter yet. It's not going to kill. There's no point. It's better to save it for the next round. And here, a third perfect parry looking like Kakaroo out there, and I only need to spend a level 1 in order to close it out. And I ended up winning that set 3-0. And then in grand finals, I beat him 3-1. So I think it really did set the tone. It was pretty clear he would have to make some changes in order to defeat me on the next go around. And so our winners finals match started. Whoever won had a huge advantage going into the grand finals. So we definitely did both want to win this one. Bait out the EXDP there, burn him out. All he has is a level 1 in the corner. I have a huge life lead, get the crosscut DP right there. Get a little tap with a light kick. I just need one more hit, actually getting a perfect KO in the first round. And the momentum definitely didn't stop. Because of all that meter I made from the first round, I had a level 3 coming up at the end of here. And one more hit's going to do it, especially now. And right up here, I get maybe the nastiest shimmy you've ever seen. Walking up, walking back, get that stand heavy punch into the heavy fuha into the level 3. Definitely going to kill right here. And I ended up going on to win the second game, getting a nice little level 3 right here, getting a little bit of offense, getting the hit, and then one more throw does it to take the second game. And in the third game, I tasted victory. One crouch medium kick into the fuha, into the hit confirm, into the super. It's not going to kill quite yet, but there's only a little bit left to be done. And I get the 3-0 in winners finals, but the job is not done yet. At this moment, I still need to take on whoever makes it out of the losers finals. I do have a big advantage. I have 2 sets to work with. I only have to win 1 set. They have to win 2 against me. And pretty much as expected, JB did get 1 game against Chris T, but Chris T proved to be a little bit too strong, and he manages to end up closing it out against JB 3-1. And so the final match of the tournament, Capcom Cup on the line. Christy has to win 2 first to 3 sets against me. I have to win 1. And the first game was going great. Tied up 1-1. I have him in the corner going for my throw loops, but Ken has a level 1 that just side switches into Oki. Suddenly, I'm burned out and it's not looking so great anymore. He gets a whiff punish with the crouch medium kick right there. He's almost got a level 3 on deck, gets another whiff punish. His footsies and spacing were just kind of immaculate right there, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not gonna kill me right here, but it's looking incredibly grim. I'm still burned out, very close to getting chipped out, and he gets it with the run DP. The second game is looking a little bit worse. We're still tied up 1-1, but I'm going to need a big hit into my CA. It's still possible I get another throw, but Ken's broken air EX Tatsu keeps him from getting hit with the DP, and he closes out the second game. Now at this point, Christy is up 2 games. If he wins 1 more, it's going to be even footing, tied up 0-0. Whoever wins a set qualifies for Capcom Cup. But I wasn't going to give in just yet. Let's try and make him work for this a little bit. Let's try and make him work for it. And we do end up getting another game, at least on the board, getting it up to 2-1. And there's still a lot of work to do. Christy's up 2-1. I need to win 2 more games. He's got me in the corner. I managed to jump out, a huge jump out from me, a crazy EXDP into the bait from me, and now he's burned out. I go for the tick throws. He's got a level 1 on deck right here, so I gotta be careful. If you guys remember, the level 1s were keeping him in the game the previous rounds. He got out of the corner with them, so I definitely don't want to get hit with those. I confirm on the EX Fuha hit. I could have gone for a chip right here, but I forgot that I could still do that. He gets a side switch, and it's looking scary because Ken with the side switch, next hit might be pretty rough for me. I spent an EX Fuha to get a little bit of space, a little bit of a mix-up. Do it again right here. Go for an overhead. He blocks it, and the jump dive kick over the fireball allows me to get the next round. Now I just need 1 more round in this game to tie it up. And that didn't happen in this round, at least, because Christy just got a perfect. You know, if that round doesn't really matter, if I can just get the win right here, then it's going to be tied up 2-2. Block on the level 1 into maximum damage on this combo. Spend all the resources because next hit is going to kill anyways. No reason to save the level 3. Just need 1 more hit. Still scared of the level 1 because of how much reward he's gotten off of it the previous rounds. Perfect parrying the fireball. I still want to maintain some space. Get the cross cut. He finds a crouch medium kick, but no hit over there. Small mistake from me. Probably shouldn't have burned out right there. Got hit by the fireball. It's looking extremely rough for me, but I tried defending and I managed to jump my way out into the kill for the round. And so Capcom Cup on the line here. If I can win this game, if I lose, it's still not the end of the world because it'll go down to 0-0 and Christy doesn't have as much momentum anymore. If I had lost the first set 3-0, it would have been pretty rough. I would not really be comfortable, but 3-2 wouldn't be so bad. However, it's a lot better if I just win right here. So caught the dash from him and 1 more throw. I'm on match point to qualify for Capcom Cup for my first time ever, for my first Capcom Cup. Get a throw right here into another throw right there. He tries to escape the corner. I missed my cross cut, but it's all good because now 1 hit into my level 3 is going to kill. That's all I'm thinking about at this moment. I just need to find that 1 hit into level 3. Tech the throw right there, or I went for the tech and he shimmied, but still I just need 1 hit. If I can survive all of this, that 1 hit is all I need. I finally get it with the crouch medium punch. into the level 3. At this point, I wasn't really sure it was going to kill, but it does end up killing. And I have qualified for my very first Capcom Cup. And the players are all slowly trickling in. Next week is going to be when a lot of the World Warriors end up finishing. All of the offline premieres happen. As I said, Angry Bird, Gachu-kun, Chris Wong won. The online premieres, we got like Snake Eyez, Phenom, Kaba. Super Yin on Twitter actually made this spreadsheet because it's very hard to actually figure out what's going on with all the qualifiers. The ones that have already happened for the World Warriors: Mike X won Canada West, I won, then Fudo, Sheehan, Joe Ume-Rogan, Dual Kevin, Roth, Big Bird, and Valmaster. Like, amazing players all around. I'm very excited for Capcom Cup. There's going to be like, what, 15? There's almost 20 qualifiers happening, I guess, this weekend. I'm not sure if this video will actually be out. Maybe they'll already have finished by the time this video is out. So yeah, we are qualified for Capcom Cup. Hopefully they do not cancel it this time. If they do, I feel like I'm just kind of cursed at this point. I'm not really sure what I should be doing because every Capcom Cup I qualify for is just going to get canceled. But most likely, I think it's going to happen. I'm excited to watch all of these qualifiers. I'll probably make like a recap video looking at the final rounds of a lot of the World Warriors just to keep you guys up to date, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably confused how Capcom Cup is working this year. You probably didn't even know that my World Warrior was happening. Now that that's done, I have a lot more free time for content for the next couple months, but before I go into like try hard mode for Capcom Cup. But before then, we're definitely going to be putting out some good YouTube videos out here. Definitely going to be streaming. I did my first YouTube stream actually about a week ago, right after the Capcom Cup qualification, so you guys can actually see how that worked out. But I'll definitely be trying to dual stream here on YouTube and Twitch, so check those out as well. Definitely subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.